All right. Hi guys, how is everybody? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please put a unicorn in the chat. Please put a unicorn in the chat. All right, I'm going to stop this. Let's start daydreaming. Let's play the daydreaming music. Ooh, I like that. So how is everyone doing on this Sunday afternoon? Hey, cousin. Oh, thanks, Kat. I miss you too. Hey, Patty Ponytail. Hey, Amy, beautiful. Stay Tiger, how you doing? Laced in chains, good to see ya. Wow, everybody's into his house tonight. Today, rather. It's not nighttime yet. Okay, Dutchie said she's gonna drop by in a little bit. I don't think she'll be able to come up on panel, you guys. Dutchie's really not feeling good, so we need to send her prayers, healing vibes, whatever loveliness I want to send her way. Selena says, did anyone read Scott H's post? A lady here, let me put it. Whoa, found mummified in a container. The perpetrators rented the container at a U-Haul. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with people? Ew, 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 ew. Yes, I hope everyone's having a good day too. Let's take some attendance, okay? Let's do it. Elizabeth, are you in his house? Are you here, baby doll? Elizabeth was here super early, and she was hoping to remember to come back. So I hope she did. Betty Joe, my baby. Selena, stay present if you are here. Laced in chains. Jean, I'm sorry I missed you earlier. Cat, meow. So glad to have you here. Amy, hey baby. Cesaro. Am I saying that? Cesario? Cesario. Jose is not dead, he's in hiding. I don't know. Carrie, what makes you think that? Please do tell. But I'll tell you what we're going to do, because I have been following this case since about the second week. I mean, I was following the case since Summer very first went missing, but I started my channel about 2 weeks into her disappearance. And so I want to go back. I want to go back, way back. To some of the highlights, and let's just talk about this, okay? If anybody wants me to drop a link, if you want to talk about anything that I've shown, ask me for a link. I'll be happy to drop it. Otherwise, just chat in the chat, and I'll be here. All right, so I'm going to start this. Let me stop the hokey music, which I actually kind of like, though, now that I say that it's hokey. I actually kind of like that one. It's called Daydreaming. That is so crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, that's when you first subbed to me, Betty Joe? Girl, you've been here all this time. Hey, I used to be cool. I'm so glad to see you, girl. What's up? Oh, thank you, Kat. You're too sweet. Too sweet, too sweet. All right, so I'm going to start this. This is going way back, y'all. Get ready now.
Discussion.
I don't like foundation that feels dry in my skin. So I'm going to show you how you could use a foundation that actually...
page. And what was brought to my attention is this here, this...
Oh, look at Andrew Hiltz. Look at that.
Andrew Hiltz. And this was posted only about 45 minutes ago. He says, it breaks my heart to know that all these things about my son are coming to light, and I had no clue of any of these things was going on. As I write this, fighting back my tears so my other children can't see how upset I really am, I called some of the right people to help me with my son, and now it's a waiting game. that is breaking me apart. Part that this baby is found safe and I can help my son to get through this. So what he's referring to, and let's go to these comments here. I like to see all comments versus the top comments. Who determines what are the top comments and where did they go?
I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, guys.
Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. And if you hear my son in the background, he's playing a video game of some kind. He's very into it. Okay, praying for you and your son. Yes, yes, yes. So my understanding, though, is that this Andrew Hiltz is a neighbor of some, I don't know how close they live or what have you. I know all of the neighbors are quite spread out in this area. But his son, who is definitely underage, and I haven't found what age he is, but he's definitely underage of consent or of being legally able to consume alcohol, etc. And what I'm seeing here is that this young man was at the home of the Wells, possibly the evening before she went missing, I believe, and they were swimming. Okay, sorry, I'm getting caught up in this. Okay. Christina says, remember, most of this is speculation. People make YouTube videos for money. People are posting what they want. Nothing is facts thus far. Someone said he confirmed in the post above that Candace indeed gave them alcohol that day. So sorry, I just got totally off track. Because he himself does say that Candace gave his son alcohol. And, okay, what is this here? Okay. With a heavy heart, his mother and him have confirmed that she did give him alcohol that day. So, but the story as far as they were swimming.
So again, why is Candace why has she not been charged for that?
She apparently went underwater for a time and then possibly could have suffered, I think it's called like second hand drown. I don't know if that's the word of it, or dry drowning, I've heard it called, which would just be obviously devastating. Okay. Pardon my silence. I'm just getting my thoughts gathered here. I had this whole, I was planning to present this in such a very cohesive and planned out, methodical way, but I didn't have that ready, and then this came up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get this out. So, but now I'm searching for where is the original post. Let me go back because I did see it before. So this was about a day ago. He says, can we all stop pointing fingers for a moment and pray Summer is found safe? Yes, absolutely. It's getting dark, and to those who live close to where she went missing, please leave a candle or a light so she can find her way to somewhere safe. I pray for everyone that was hurt by this happening, but I believe the most we can do is try to light her in the darkness of this night. God bless you all. Please leave a light on for her. Okay. And here he says, I'm begging, please, for my son's sanity, leave his information off the post he gave to cops, TBI, and FBI, all the information he knows. Okay, so he has given them information, and that was on the 20th. So that's fantastic. So they should definitely be working hard on this and come up with some answers soon, I pray. Someone had told me that he went live, and I was trying to find that. If anyone knows, if anyone has that footage, please let me know. Oh, my son is just yakking it up in the other room. Okay, this is where it reports the sheriff said she was seen walking. Oh my God, what? Okay, let's see about that. There's a $50,000 reward now. A statewide alert has been issued for a child missing from Hawkins County. Summer Wells, 5 years old. Oh gosh, 4 feet tall with blonde hair. She was last seen near her home in the Beach Creek community wearing a pink shirt and gray shorts. I could have sworn I heard pants before, but anyway, that's.
Remember that when they couldn't
important.
decide
Okay.
if it was
TBI
shorts or
initially
pants, you
issued
guys?
an endangered child alert last night, but said new information and growing concern led the agency to upgrade it to an ever alert. Well, thank you. Wells 5 was last seen Tuesday evening outside her home in the Beach Creek community, about 15 miles southwest of Kingsport. Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says Wells has been seen walking away from her home on Ben Hill Road around 7 p.m. Huh.
Really? Seen walking away from her home. Say what? We got to go back for a sec.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says Wells has been seen walking away from her home on Ben Hill Road around 7 p.m.
You guys, I was reading that from an article. So the information back at the end of June was that Summer was seen walking from her home at 7 p.m. Excuse me?
Huh. The search resumed this morning after being suspended overnight due to the difficulties of searching difficult terrain in the dark. FBI personnel are assisting in the effort. Okay, now, I have been watching this case, and I had not heard until right this very moment that she was reported being seen walking away from her home on Ben Hill Road at 7 p.m.
And I never heard it said again.
Oh, okay. Yep. Now I just looked over here at this comment and it says it doesn't say Summer, it says Wells. So, I mean, the whole, it would make sense that they're referring to her because this whole little post is about her. Okay, her dogs lost the scent at the driveway, at the end of the driveway, at the end of the road. I mean, at the beginning of the road and the driveway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I hadn't seen that specific time either. So that is weird. Where did this post come from? That's the thing, you guys, is there's stuff flying around everywhere. And this is just a screenshot, so how do we know that this is for certain legit that came from law enforcement? Okay, so someone says, this was the very first story I heard that her brothers watched her walk down the road. The mother was not home. Then I heard the story about them planting flowers. Oh my gosh, so what in the world? And I understand, of course, that they don't have to release all of this stuff to us just to appease us, right? Law enforcement. So what is this? Oh, that's really creepy. So I guess that's her mom. Interesting.
Did y'all see
Yeah,
that?
that looks like her, for sure. Oh my gosh, what? Oh my.
You guys, this is
What's
when we
going
were
on here? That's a cute little puppy, but what is it on the table? And what's this going on here?
Y'all remember that?
Lighter and
Oh
a
my
spoon
gosh,
on
when
the
we were
plate. Interesting.
just first getting into it, and the puppy on the plate and everything on the table.
That's a lot of wilderness. That's the thing that's so crazy is the terrain.
Yes, Brenda, send them to me.
Search.
Please.
It's not easy. Look at how beautiful she is. You know, that says 3 feet, and I swear the other one said 4 feet. I mean, can we get it straight?
Yeah. Can we figure out if she had long hair or short hair when
I'd
she
like
disappeared?
to share another. I'm going to stop that screen. I'm going to share this video that I found interesting. Okay, there it is. Let me do a screen share.
I love y'all's comments. Oh, look, Crime Stories Obsessed.
Hi guys, it's Emma. Okay, so we've been covering some Moon case. It's now 8 days since she went missing. We have some incredible information. The TI was told Saturday night when we went swimming, Summer, brothers, and a friend. Has she gone?
Okay, so as you can see, this is was put out by Crime Stories Obsessed, which, how am I not subscribed? I'm not sure. That's a total mistake. Okay, there, I just did it. All right, something about Hunter, and she told his mom when she dropped him off, she was asleep. Do we know if she was alive and well at that point? Blanky Blank told TBI Saturday night that when they were swimming, she had went under for close to a minute, and he went to grab her out. She was alert when they placed her in the car, but the drive home was a dog for him due to the alcohol. I'm not sure what that means. There's a possibility that secondary drowning could have played part, and mom panicked. Okay, so this is a theory. Okay, so let's listen to this. What she has to say.
That's right, Sassy Brenda. That's right.
There's a possibility that secondary drowning could have played part and mom panicked. Water for too long.
Yes, I used to be cool. Yep. I remember Dick Dollar.
And those responsible substituted. So it sounds like they were all swimming in the lake. It sounds like someone went under the water for a certain amount of time. It says here a minute. Something about one of the children being intoxicated with alcohol that apparently Candice had purchased for them.
So she is talking about Andrew's son, who
Hunter.
I haven't seen his name, and because he is a minor, we don't need to
Everybody
even
knows
talk
it
about
now.
that. But that's who she's referring to here. I just found some more. Okay, the three brothers were playing around the guardrail. Oh, okay, I saw that too. Now she's talking about a lake. Let's see what else she says.
Wondering if Summer had also had some, and this was the reason why she got in the water for a minute, because she plays in that water all the time, and it's something she loves doing. She's so
I don't think we do know Sassy Brenda.
Why is there no watching these children? Anyway, it said that the friend that he was staying over that night got her out of this lake and pulled her to his side. Now, when Candice got her in the car, she was apparently alert. They then went to drop the friend off. Do you remember me telling you that they went home early? The friend went home early that day. For some reason, we weren't quite sure why. Well, the friend went home early and didn't stay over because of this near drowning incident. So when they dropped the friend off at his house, Candice had said that someone was asleep in the car.
So
the friend went.
That is so awful. So the kid went home early, evidently upset about this occurrence, which of course we can understand. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine being that kid. I can't imagine being the parents of that kid and what you'd be feeling, what kind of guilt, even though they shouldn't have any guilt.
Or
but,
should they?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's listen to the rest.
Now, if this is the case, she did drown.
All right, we can't hear this, you guys, so I'm going to go to the next one. But the point here is that this was early on in the case, and we have people saying Summer walked away from the house at 7 p.m. What the hell? We have, oh, she was wearing shorts. Oh, she was wearing pants. We have someone saying that Hunter was dropped off early because he was freaked out about the near drowning incident. And we have Andrew Hilt saying, yes, he was in fact given alcohol. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to be playing my playlist here, and it's not showing up. I think I might have it on private. So let me go and find that. Let me go and find that. What's going on though? What's the latest with the the craziness on these streets, you guys. Let me know. Who's fighting? Because I know somebody's fighting all the time. Thank God it's not me involved in any of the ish. Because I have zero interest. Zero. All right. Oh my gosh. I have 408 videos, you guys. So I gotta go way back. I'm scrolling, way back. This is crazy. I'm gonna be on here for hours, you guys, because I'm going through all of my videos on summer because I just feel like it. Some of them are more exciting than others, though. So when okay, let's see. Do you want to watch the TBI press conference? I think maybe we should.
The standard amount of time it takes.
Okay. So let me share this. Hey, Dabble Geeks. Good to see you, Jenny. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Let me share this. Okay. Here we go. And let's go. This is the first press conference.
For a case like this to be resolved. While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of the norm. Typically, in an investigation like this one, we have some idea of where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days. In this situation, despite doing everything within our power and exploring all avenues, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear. I understand the lack of answers frustrates you in the public, but trust me, no one is more frustrated than we are. If we develop information that will lead to locating Summer, we will share that with you first and foremost. In the meantime, we ask anyone with information who hasn't come forward to please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. I'll turn it over to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson.
I find it interesting that she said no one is more frustrated than we are. Like, how about the family at that point? She didn't, I mean, maybe it could have just been a poor choice of wording, but it makes me think that they were suspecting the family early on. That's just my opinion, of course.
But just to go along with Leslie, I know there's a lot of social media going on out there, a lot of detectives going on, but they're absolutely useless unless these people that's 100% positive calls 1-800-TBI-FIND. That means nothing. We're monitoring all social media and everything that you all put out from people that y'all interview. And I assure you, you'd have to work very hard to find somebody that we have talked to. They may not tell you. One point I want to make clear up, obviously, is a couple of days ago, I asked for the public not to help us in our search in the woods and stuff. That is because we know where every searcher is, where every team is, and the captain and his staff, they're tracking everyone. So if we get the general public in the woods, we don't know about it, then they're going to get missed when they go home or don't go home.
Right. Very
so it's going to be somebody else. And we have to generate time and information and resources to find. What I did ask for, and I still need, is all the people in Upper B Street, Hawkins and Sullivan County, to search their property again and again. You got to look for a small child. You have to look for evidence of a small child's been. And if you got field cameras, if you got security cameras, we need you to check those again. Just keep checking them and checking them. We're trying to find every vehicle that's in this holler they're living since we started this. And we also did a roadblock, which helped at the same time that she was reported missing to see if we come in contact with somebody that's been working that we could see. Obviously, there's nothing came out of that, but it's just another tool that we've used to make this happen. So if the general public that lives in this area will go back and search their outbuildings or barns or hay fields, now it's mowing season, so when they mow, they need to pay attention. And if you have a resident that cannot search the property themselves, they'll call my office at 423-272-4848. I will send an officer to your residence to search your property for you.
Excuse me. They really asked everybody to search their own residence, which I get to an extent. But then you're just trusting. That leads me to believe that they did think that she just walked off somewhere at that point. You know, if they're asking people to search their own residence, because otherwise they would have been thinking foul play for sure. I don't get it. I don't get why they weren't door to door and searching every freaking property around there instead of asking the people to do it themselves.
It's a cooperation we must need. I know some of the residents probably get frustrated with seeing the officers, but as a captain, I'll tell you, we've had very intense operations all week long for 9 days now. And we're not done yet because, like I told you from day one, it's about finding summer. That's the number one goal here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Over a year later, we don't know.
As of June 24th, 2021, search and rescue efforts for missing 5-year-old Summer Wells continues. We have now utilized 106 agencies spanning from Tennessee, Ohio, Virginia, Alabama, Georgia, and North Carolina assisting in these search efforts.
Ohio.
Numerous specialized search and rescue groups with numerous canine teams have been represented from each of these agencies. To date, we have covered over 4.6 square miles, with that being over 3,000 acres being searched since Tuesday night when she was reported missing. The rugged mountainous terrain continues to cause problems. This has slowed search operations down in these areas, but please be rest assured, while incurring these conditions, we are still searching with an aggressive approach with extreme attention to detail. These terrains and conditions have exhausted crews both physically and mentally. We are still utilizing local and regional resources, but have had to call upon and utilize resources from Middle and West Tennessee, along with out-of-state resources, to bring a fresh set of eyes and rested bodies into the search operations. Search efforts will continue on a more specialized team basis throughout the rest of the week. Just because you may not see us in such a large presence, once again, rest assured, we are still out here searching for Summer Wells. We will continue to work with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, TBI, and FBI until we find Summer Wells. As mentioned before, as Sheriff here mentioned, please continue to search your personal property. Sullivan County, Hawkins County, mainly the Beach Creek community, and even if you branch a little bit further, please search. And I've been telling these searchers here the last several days, if you're looking for this property, you're not looking for an adult laying there. You're not looking for an adult hiding in the building. We're looking for a 5-year-old girl that weighed approximately 40 pounds. Somebody that size could wad up, could hide in an area that a legal size piece of paper or a folded up laptop could go. This is also the reason why we are exhausting all efforts. This terrain, as you can see behind us, guys, is only a small, very, very small percentage of what these guys day in and day out are going through. I've had multiple guys come up to me and tell me, Captain, I'll go to the end, but I'm tired. I am physically and I am mentally tired. We are all one team, and we will not quit until we find somewhere else. Thank you.
Wow, God bless all the
Any questions?
For real.
Have you searched some of these areas over and over again numerous times in these fields and things like that? Absolutely. Captain, can you answer that question?
Yes, so over these 4.6 square miles, and I'm kind of elaborating on some of these specialized teams. There's some of these areas, guys, we've covered 4, 5, and 6 times.
Wow.
But we have community members, media outlets reaching out, going, well, we have neighbors saying you're covering the same ground. We are. New ground, same ground, different eyes, fresh bodies.
Welcome,
Guys,
Muffin Top.
One flat looking field. There's 100 places something to be hid, evidence, and or she could be hid.
To me, that means
So yes, we have covered multiple ground multiple times, and we'll continue to do so.
out there.
How do they think that? I know your agency, Special Rescue Squad, is apparently in charge of that. Can you give some details of what we're working on right now?
Yes, so there has been some people that have reached out to our agency, reached out to TBI and Sheriff's Department about providing reward money for information leading up to the finding and or recovery of summer wells. At this time, I can confirm that that is correct and that our agency is working to get this account set up. Once this information is available, our agency will provide a media release with this information on how the general public can also give money for this. But at the same point in time, guys, we're running on limited resources and we're trying everything we can do that without interfering with the search for summer wells.
Leslie, at this point in the search and investigation, do you believe Summer Wells is still alive?
We hope so, but honestly, we just don't know. I mean, we're holding out hope, doing everything we can. Obviously, we typically would have found a child at this stage in the investigation. So honestly, we just don't know. How many kids have been here? I don't have the exact number with me, but it's well over 300 at this point.
And we've also spoken to the family and then talked also what led up to that missing incident here. Can you just sort of elaborate on what you guys know for sure happened before she went missing that Tuesday night?
We can't release any more than what we've already provided. We know that she was supposedly with family members outside of her home, was seen going into the home. When her mother went to check on her, she was not in the house. Sheriff, I know you mentioned before that you had to obtain over the months. Is that still the case?
My office has not had any search warrants, and I really don't know if the other agencies has. I've been coordinating with the captain here and the investigators. They're all working together, and we haven't briefed each other this afternoon.
What about life?
I think too many aggressive.
Well, it's no secret that the TBI has a polygraph unit. We don't discuss specifics, but I can tell you that we use that as an investigative tool. In a situation like this, we're going to use every resource and tool available to us.
Well, yes.
I've been aware of that as the search that you guys need out of state.
We follow up on all leads that come in, even if they're out of state. We have received some tips from other states, but they didn't prove to be credible leads. We are aware of the billboards. That's not something the TBI coordinates, but we appreciate the effort.
Was there cadaver dogs being used for K-19?
Absolutely, yes.
Don't want to look outside of the house today.
There's no reason. We have had agents and officers to just touch base with the family on a daily basis. So they were there earlier. The family continues to cooperate at this time. If we have questions, they answer our questions. If we need them to come to the command post to clarify some information, they respond. So they've been very cooperative.
I have a question. Okay, there you have it. As of June 24th, the family was very cooperative and forthcoming.
Where's
Christopher Marcos?
They're just another resource available. Now, I would refer you to the FBI for specifics on what that team does, but they specialize in missing children cases. And again, we're using all resources available. They've been here since last weekend, and we were in communication with them before last weekend. So it's just another resource, and we're grateful for any help we can get.
Leslie, now one thing, you guys feel like you have more information, better informed than you did on day one, Tuesday night?
We don't. We still don't know where Summer is. We don't know what happened to her, and it's extremely frustrating. I can't tell you how heartbreaking it is. The sheriff has worked around the clock. His team's worked around the clock. The search crews, TBI agents, FBI agents, we're doing everything we can to find her, but to not have any more answers than we do at this stage, it's just heartbreaking.
I wonder if they've interviewed
Not any more than what we originally released. We know that her family reported her missing. They called the sheriff's office around 6:30. Prior to that, it was early afternoon when she was last seen, and they searched for a little bit and then reported her missing. I don't have that information.
Question for Captain or Sheriff: what's the biggest obstacle standing in your way? Is it the heat? Is it the fatigue? Is it the terrain? What do you think is the number one thing that has hurt you guys with this investigation?
To say hurt this investigation on my aspect of things, nothing's hurting us. We encounter difficult situations so far, and we overcome them situations. From here on out, it is going to be providing our team the rest and assurance to make sure that we can provide more and more fresh body, fresh eyes to be able to come in and help search for Summer Wells.
As far as my office, it's been pretty hard because my office don't stop. We're still answering calls, still doing investigations to come in, and we're still running the jail, but I'm alternating the officers out. Like's been said, everyone, the command post's been there this week, everyone now is getting mentally and physically the most of the strain. And we're going to have to rehab and start back again, but we're not going to stop. We're going to find something.
Is there anything that
But you didn't.
to help you guys at this point? I know that everyone's bringing food and water and
He's going to say for us to be quiet.
Actually, I think they've done everything they possibly could. We've even getting fresh home cooked meals from churches and things brought in, and we have meals for all the officers, searchers, and investigators. But enormous outpour of support shown by this community and actually people here in East Tennessee. We're very pleased.
That's good.
Hey guys, thank you for coming out. I know a couple of you had questions asking why we are not having daily media briefings.
Because we're not going to tell you
that.
We're not going to tell you.
But just because we don't have a briefing doesn't mean that you can't reach out to us and ask any questions you may have. And of course, we are going to continue to post updates on Twitter and the TBI Facebook page. And feel free to check with us if you have any additional questions or need clarification. Thank you.
All right, y'all. I have chosen yellow hearts. Anything y'all see with yellow hearts on my post will be related to Summer.
Okay, I gotta stop sharing that. Okay. So listen. That was heartbreaking. What do y'all think? My thoughts on this is that obviously they know much more than what they're going to tell us. And I suppose they have good reason for that. I mean, it is their profession. So who am I to question? But then again, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating because I want to know, are they looking into Christopher Marcos? I mean, the man has raped a child. So, and he may even have two convictions of that. I'm not positive, but he definitely is a registered sex offender for rape of a child. And he definitely did live in Wisconsin and was married to Candace's, let's see, Candace's cousin, I believe. Yeah, Candace's cousin. So that's creepy. And then I also, when I was looking into his background, he also had an order of protection placed on him by a woman. And he just is a super unsavory individual, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Unsavory.
He's been linked to Tennessee for sure because he's a registered sex offender in Tennessee. But then I can't verify his current address, which is driving me insane. I want to know where this dude is. If this guy is in the vicinity of the Wells family, number one, why? Why would they allow him to be around their children? Period. I don't care how long ago it was. He was convicted of child rape and is a registered sex offender because of that. So why they would have him around their children is beyond me.
Hey, Shawty Small, how you doing?
That said, that's all I'm going to say. I wish they would tell us what they know about Christopher Marcos. I wish they would. But then again, they've got their reasons. I want to be able to eliminate him because I don't want to think that that was the fate that Summer has suffered. So anyway, I will be coming back on tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of Mr. Donald Wells' statements in regard to biblical references.
Okay. So let's go to the next one. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Hey, B, how you doing? Good to see ya. All right, let me go to the next video. This is going to be Donald Wells' arrest record. Reaction to Donald Wells' arrest record. We all have a past, but there's too much going on with this family. Okay? Wouldn't you agree? Share. No, it's not going to be tonight. I was re-streaming something that I already streamed. We're going way back. So I'm still here. I'm still here, Amy. You've not been excused. Remember this lady? Amy.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Libby Star. I am coming here this evening to share some news that I've been looking for. I have been wondering, I've been searching, and haven't been able to find Donald Wells' arrest record, but it has fallen into my lap. So I now will share it with you. Here we go.
Y'all already know this, but we're just going
back. And the investigation into how she disappeared. Part of that investigation has involved looking into the family. As we reported earlier this week, Summer's father, Donald Wells, was arrested last year for domestic assault. News Channel 11's Amy Hawker has been looking into Wells' criminal past and found he has also previously faced charges in other states.
Josh and Sarah, I spent the day looking into Donald Wells' previous charges in Utah, Arkansas, and Tennessee. Arkansas charges include possession of
controlled counterfeit substances without a prescription, and burglary. Those charges occurred between 2006 and 2007. In Utah, Wells faced multiple charges from 1990 to 2001. He pled guilty to attempted aggravated assault, interfering with public servant, forgery, burglary of a dwelling, and theft. When we asked Wells earlier this week if he would like to address his criminal history, he said, quote, "It's in the past and we'll leave it there," end quote. We also asked Wells about charges in Palm Beach County. According to police reports, Wells was arrested in October 2020 and charged with domestic assault, possession of a handgun while under the influence, and unlawful possession of a weapon, following an incident with Sumner's mother.
We worked it out. She's apologized to me. She's went to the district attorneys. She even talked to the judge. Told them that she made a serious mistake. And, that's the end of it.
She made a mistake.
This past April, Wells pled guilty to possession of a handgun while under the influence. The other charges were dismissed. Josh and Sarah?
Amy, thanks. So we want to point out here that TBI says the Wells family has been very cooperative with investigators throughout their search efforts.
Friends of the family tell us they're doing their best to keep their spirits up on day 9.
South
Carolina homeowners, all the electric companies.
All right, let me X out of that. So that's a lot. Thankfully, there's nothing super creepy that has been uncovered. I'm grateful for that. But it's this family just has a lot going on. They've got a lot going on. And we already know, if you've been paying attention on other channels or looking at Facebook, that Ms. Bly, aka Ms. Wells, Candace herself, also has a past, including a battery charge and domestic abuse. There were charges for firearm and resisting. However, those were dismissed. And there was also a previous charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, which was also dismissed. Now, those are from years and years ago, like 2002, 2003. And Donald Wells, his charges are old too, with the exception of the most recent in 2020 of October, I believe it was. So there's just a lot going on, guys. But let's just talk a little bit about someone who I feel is not getting attention in this case, and I think needs some attention, and that is Christopher Marcos. Christopher Marcos has had 2, not 1, but 2 charges. For what? Child rape. That's correct. Now, who is Christopher Marcos? I will tell you. Christopher Marcos lived in Wisconsin at one time and is related to the Wells family via marriage. Okay, so they're not blood. Now, these charges for rape, if I'm understanding correctly, were not in Wisconsin. They happened in Washington. However, now the Wells family lives in Tennessee and has lived in Tennessee for several years. Tell me why. Tell me why Christopher Marcos is a registered sex offender in what state? Tennessee. Now, has he been anywhere near this family when they've been living in Tennessee? Would you allow this person to be anywhere near your children? Probably not.
Not.
I'm just going to leave that right there.
Well, certainly not.
Tell me what you think. Bring Summer Moon back safely. Everything that is in darkness will come to the light.
Okay, next. Next is Donald Wells and Daniel in the Lion's Den. This should be a fun one. Here we go. Okay, let me check in with y'all. Betty Joe, you got blood pressure stuff going on? You're on medication? Okay, good. Take your meds. Betty Joe, when you come to Myrtle Beach, you should visit me. We should have lunch or something. I'm for real. I'm for real, for real. Okay, share. Check this out. Sunshine on me. Oh, look at that. Remember that, guys? Going down memory lane.
Did you know that 1 tablespoon of this ingredient can wipe out nail and skin fungus fast?
Kind of blend into the crowd. So I'm super curious. This case has my attention.
What the heck is this?
And
there we go. I don't know why there's no sound. I was probably talking and didn't realize that I hadn't added myself to the stream yet. I did that like all the time. Wow, for 2 whole minutes? Is there no... What in the world? You guys, did I do a whole stream of silence? Oh my gosh. I probably did. I don't know what this is.
I just wanted to clarify. Let me share the screen here. I'm all over the place. Pardon me. I have to get better at maneuvering this, guys. Share your screen. Okay, there it is. Okay, so Daniel. Another thing about Daniel, before I go to that, is I remember that Don, he shared a dream that he had, which I know a lot of people were making fun of and whatnot, but I'm going to tell you what. God has given me some information in dreams, and I don't care what you think about it. I know my relationship with God, and I am able to discern most times when he's giving me a message. No, I'm not saying that God stands in front of me and I physically see him. Okay, so don't come at me. What I am saying is that God gives me ideas and speaks to me through dreams for as long as I can remember. So it wasn't far-fetched for me to believe that that happens to Don. And guess what? That was a characteristic of Daniel as well. So the point is that Daniel, see, I had this spot in here marked and now I'm like, oh, where did it go? Okay. Okay, so now Daniel so distinguished himself among the administrators and I don't know what that word was, by his exceptional qualities that the king planned to set him over the whole kingdom. At this, the administrators and the blanky blanks tried to find grounds for charges against Daniel.
I don't know what I was talking about in that one. Apparently, Don made a reference to himself being like Daniel in the lion's den. So, yeah, there's that. But I'm not going to play that one. Let's go to... Okay. Makes sense. Let's go to Candace's first interview.
Hi, guys.
Candace's very first interview, her cameo appearance, where she just comes out in all of her glory, rawless and free. I'm sorry, you guys, but I just can't with her. I cannot.
Welcome to my channel. This is Libby Star, and my channel name is Libby Star for the Missing. I've started out by covering the disappearance of beautiful 5-year-old Summer Wells, and as many of you know who's been following her disappearance, her mother, Candace, has shied away from doing any in-person, on-camera interviews so far. However, this evening, this interview has been put out on the web from, as you can see, WJHL, channel 11, it looks like, and she's finally speaking out. So let's hear what she has to say. And my condolences go to everyone who knows Summer, her family. We don't know what's happened, guys. We have a lot of sketchy information, a lot of hearsay, really no concrete, much of anything to go by. I think we're all just wanting for this dear baby girl to be safe and to be found.
Hi, Dutchie.
So anyway, let's get into this video of Candace here.
Don't buy another bottle of bug spray before watching this.
Whether it's roaches, ants, fleas, bedbug.
Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight.
En Metro by T-Mobile valoramos el trabajo duro. Y tú sabes cómo compartirlo. Ahora obtén un iPhone SE por menos de $50 al cambiarte. Metro, dándote el poder para conquistar tu día.
Well, where did the rest of the video go?
Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere. All
right. Let's see if this is the second one or if this is the same.
Thank you for being a member for 4
I know
months.
she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back.
head
and make it. I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out
of control.
So we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head to so she wouldn't feel bad, and but it didn't bother her at this point.
All right.
With member prices, Expedia members can make waves, ride waves, and send waves. In Canada.
So interesting. What are your thoughts on that interview? Right off the bat, I mean, I have to be honest, and I'm sorry if this seems like I'm nitpicking, but it did just stand out to me immediately that, you know, Candace said that Summer wanted her head shaved.
Hold on, I just have to say, I never noticed that I said nitpicking, and I was not trying to be funny, but we all know the story about them saying that, you know, all the kids had lice and whatnot, and I said, I'm not trying to be nitpicky. I am so sorry.
Like her, but then Don, the father, said the complete opposite, that Summer had done it first, and then Candace did it so that she wouldn't feel bad. So those are two different stories, and maybe that's, like I said, maybe that's being petty. Maybe there's no significance to that, but it's just an inconsistency that I noticed right away in those interviews. I don't know, guys. I don't want to be judgmental of the family, but when you look at everything, all of the, I guess I don't even want to say circumstantial, but just the type of music that Candace listens to, and the whole, you know, inappropriate, potentially relationship with a 15-year-old young boy. And I'm not, when I say inappropriate, I'm not saying that I know anything more than anyone else does. I'm not reading into it. They may not have had any type of sexual relationship, but in my opinion, from what I've seen, it wasn't an appropriate relationship because of the fact that he's a 15-year-old kid, and a 15-year-old kid should not be drinking with a grown woman. And that was verified by the young man's father. So I do believe that to be true. In addition, I've seen this video of the young man, and I'm not going to share it on here because he's got no shirt on, and I just don't feel right about sharing that, even though it's a boy. Anyway, it was a little vulgar for me, but they're both on a bed, it looks like, and he's reciting some kind of like raunchy rhyme / rap about a flat booty girl or something. And Candace is just kind of sitting there rocking along. But you know, they're like I said, they're both laying on this bed together. And it looks like two teenagers, but she's not a teenager. Does that mean that she's done something foul or criminal? No, but it is cause for pause to think what is going on here. When you look at that and all of the other circumstances, the condition of their home, and just the way that they carry on. Where can you find that? What is the name? It's shared on another person's channel. Heather, let me do some digging, and I'll come back and I'll put it in a comment, and I'll pin the comment because I can't remember right now whose channel it's on. And she just posted it today too. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue, but because I follow a few people that are following the Summer Wells disappearance, and she had posted it, and she was like, I don't see the big, okay, what? Like, what's the big deal? And I get what she's saying, because it's like, that's not a 1 + 1 = 2 type of equation. Like, oh, you made this inappropriate TikTok or whatever type of video with this teenager. That must mean that, you have something to do with your daughter's disappearance. No, It doesn't. But it does show, like I said, something about her character that is a little suspect, we'll say, right? When you look at it in light of the other things that we know about him being with her at the lake, drinking, and then some text messages between the two have been released. So it just, yeah, it's been so much going on in our minds. Are wondering, yes, for sure, Heather. And I mean, I just come back to thinking about that little girl, just thinking about Summer, and I hope and pray that she is alive and well and will be found. But I don't know. It's not looking optimistic, and it's really, really sad. So anyway, I will be on the lookout. Okay. Next is an analysis of Summer's photo in the car, or in the truck rather. So here we go. We're taking a trip down memory lane. Memories like the corners of my mind. Misty watercolor memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind. Smiles we gave to one another. The way we were. Here we go. Hello and welcome. This is Libby Star. Welcome to my channel. As you can see, I did put a trigger warning in this video because of the fact of what someone has stated about the pictures that I'm going to be showing you. And I know that these pictures have been widely shared, but I have not, until just a minute ago, seen comments such as this. And I guess I want to know what you all think. I'm horrified, frankly, because I just can't. I don't know. I don't have the words to say about what is right here. But so this is what I found in on a Facebook group. Where is Summer Willis? And this person, who I have not identified, this is the quote. This is what she posted with this photo. And it's just, it's very jarring, to say the least. So this person wrote, I know we've picked this picture apart, but the more I see of this pic, the more clear it is to me that Summer is, and I'm going to say deceased because I just don't like saying the D-E-A-D word. I just don't, even though it's the same thing. It's just a thing that I have. Anyway, but I'll explain to you now why this person believes the way that they believe by showing you the other picture. Okay, so here's the other picture, and I don't know if you can see what it says there. It's very small on my end, So I'm trying to find the actual photo so that I can read from it. Okay, there we go. So this person said, you ever see someone deceased within a few minutes of dying? Not at a funeral home when they've been prepped, but within 30 minutes of dying. Their eyes are somewhat open. This is why morticians have to glue the eyelids shut. Her hands are stiff. I don't know why the lips are circled, but I do see that the eyes are slightly open. I'm going to tell you, I've seen children sleep with their eyes open like that, partially open. Now, have I ever seen a deceased body within 30 minutes of them passing? No. So I cannot speak to that. But I can, as I said, speak to having seen a child sleep like this. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Please keep praying for Summer. Please keep praying for her family, regardless of how you feel about them. If you're a praying person, we've got to keep positive. We've got to keep the hope that Summer she could be okay. She could be out there and she could be okay and she could be brought back. And that's what we need to focus on. That's what I want to focus on. But maybe that's just me. God bless you all. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
I think I might be having troubles with my connection here, guys. Do I? Let me see. Are you experiencing a delay? Hi. Okay. Here comes the next one. Here comes the next one. My understanding is that at some point they did admit that there was head lice. But no, it's irrelevant at this point. You know, there's so many other problems with everything in this case that is like the least of our worries. Oh, your Wi-Fi is out? Yeah, it is storming over here too, Dutchie. All right, let me share this next one. Everyone, it is Saturday. Our sweet little Summer has been missing since June 15th. And I've got to tell you some very hot tea, which was spilled last night in a jaw-dropping interview by Unmasked, the one and only. That interview, y'all, I've linked it in the description. You gotta listen to it. It's 2 hours long, so I just wanted to condense parts of it here for y'all and give you some timestamps of some of the information that I'm going to share with you. Okay, so first of all, as you can see from the thumbnail and what's on my screen here right now, Candace Jr., as I'm calling her, Candace Lai, Candace Wells, whatever she's going by right now, failed her polygraph test according to her former very close friend, Allison. And she did take it twice, is her understanding. Okay, so and that timestamp is at the 1 hour mark in the original video. But let me back up here. Okay, so starting at the 7-minute mark, this is when Allison starts to describe that day, that fateful day that Summer went missing.
And she just talks about how Candace and Summer and Candace Senior showed up at her door. No, I don't think the mother was with them yet because they actually picked her up from the hospital. My fault. So Candace and Summer showed up at her door and asked, "Does Hunter want to go fishing with us?" Anyway, so that's at the 7-minute mark, and she just goes into a little bit of detail about that. Then she talks about why she and Candace are no longer friends. Now, they had been friends for about 1.5 to 2 years, she says in the interview, and they were no longer friends when Allison discovered truly what kind of a person Candace is. And this is around the situation of the notorious Jose. Now, this timestamp is 1325. Anyway, she talks about the fact that her Hunter's father came down there from New York with I guess like several, I think she said like 14 other people, including Jose. And they were all staying with Candace apparently in that tiny house. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, they left the same day, but Jose didn't go. So Allison starts up a little romance with Jose apparently. And the next thing she knows, Candace is putting moves on Jose when she's all liquored up, which I'm going to tell you also that Allison said that it was a daily occurrence that Candace and Don were drunk. She didn't say had a couple beers. She said drunk. They got drunk every day. Those are her words. Again, I'm not saying that this is, all of this is fact. This is what was shared in the interview by Allison, her friend. So, all right. So the next is at the 18-minute mark when Allison is asked if there was any abuse in the family that she was aware of, and she did say that the kids suffered beatings and name calling by Candace. When asked to clarify what the beatings consisted of, she stated that Candace would chase them around with the belt and use it when they needed it. Yeah. Not going to say too much more about that. She also stated that there were multiple CPS reports. Now that is on the 1 hour and 10-minute mark. And these reports were made by Allison's mother, I believe, and possibly others. And the way that she describes this situation with CPS is that whenever they would come into the picture, Candace would quickly clean things up or try to evade them altogether. But there were multiple times that they had.
Okay, I'm going to fix the echo, guys. I'm going to fix the echo because I saw that someone said that they're hearing an echo. It should be better.
Hi, everyone. Essentially. So, but she did verify that he did have twisted teeth, and that's what was all over the. Allison did say that the 1 minute thing was a total exaggeration, and that Summer actually had gone underwater momentarily, like maybe 10 seconds, maybe, probably not even. And Hunter saw her right away and grabbed her and got her out. Now, conceivably, she could have swallowed a ton of water. Just saying, just putting it out there. But he did say that she seemed fine. She didn't have any injuries at that point, and she wasn't unconscious or anything like that.
Okay, so let's see what's next here. As far as all of the debris at the swimming hole that we've seen lots of reports come out, with that video of what was at the swimming hole. Now, these ladies, Allison and her good friend, who was also in this interview, stated that that swimming hole is very popular and frequented. And so for anyone to say that all of that stuff belonged to Candace is pretty much preposterous. So just for the fact that it's frequented, people go there all the time. All the locals know of it, and there's always like trash around there, essentially. So, but she did verify that he did have twisted tea, and that's what was all over the place. So, we can put two and two together, but it is speculation. Okay. Okay, so she's saying that they picked up Hunter between 10 and 10:30. The hospital is about 5 minutes away where they picked up Grandma. And apparently there's like 2 hours unaccounted for, I guess, between the store and the swimming hole and the hospital. And I'm not sure precisely of that timeline. But apparently this 2 hours that's unaccounted for, which they asked in the interview directly Allison about, she replied that she was not able to talk about that because it was part of the interrogation. So something happened during that time that is of significance, is what I gathered from that. And then let's see, Hunter was dropped off around 2 something. Okay, then we go to the 1 minute mark, and that is where they discuss the polygraph. Okay, so yes, Candace did have a polygraph test. According to Allison, Candace actually failed the first polygraph and therefore went to take a second one. I don't think we know the results of that one. And again, this is coming from Allison. This is not coming from law enforcement. I don't claim any of this to be factual. I'm just telling you what was in this interview. So, but it's very interesting. She also talked about the dogs on the property. Okay, so they have several dogs, and I guess there's dogs that have been added since Allison has not been on speaking terms with Candace, but she says that even the dogs that they had when she knew them, anytime that she drove up on the property, they would bark and run up to her until they realized who she was. And this is typical of most dogs that I know, okay? My dogs do the same thing. They will bark at anything coming up until they recognize the person. If they recognize the person, then they're cool. But if not, they're going to keep going. She said that's what these dogs were like. And she felt like, especially now that there's more, it would have been even more of a to do if anyone, the point that I'm getting at is if anyone were to enter that property to take Summer, the dogs would have barked. Even if they knew the person, the dogs would have initially barked to announce that somebody's here. Okay. But there's no mention of that by the family members on that day. So that's interesting. Candace was asked if her mother had anything happened where Candace Jr. would be culpable. Would Candace Sr. cover for her? And emphatically, Allison said yes. Candace would definitely cover for her daughter, Candace, in her opinion, knowing what
knows of this family. Okay, lastly, what she asked about was religion. And I am going to actually show you, here, let me share this screen. I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to share the screen of the actual interview. This interview, I mean, like, my jaw was just dropped the entire time, you guys. You gotta check it out. All right, let's go to 110. Timestamp 110. Let me back up a little bit. Okay.
There's a lot of stuff happening on YouTube currently with some of Dawn's relatives that have come forward with some stories about Dawn's history. Did you ever suspect or believe that there was any type of inappropriate actions or inappropriate things happening with any of the children on Dawn's side?
Well, Donnie did come out and say that he has been to prison. He never told me what for. But another reason why I fell out of that whole situation was because Candace's boys were acting funny. Like, it came across one day in the store that one of her kids said another one of them touched him. And I'm like, did you ask him? I said, did you sit down and have a talk with him?
Okay, so just to clarify, she just said, because I do have this sped up here, she just stated that one of Candace's sons said that one of the other ones, his brothers, touched him inappropriately. Okay, now let's listen to the response.
She said, no, we will when we get home. So, I wouldn't put it past it.
That's unfortunate. Okay.
There has been multiple CPS reports made. My mother's made a couple. CPS would show up. Candace would not let them in her house. She'd hurry up their house clean. You know, she'd stay up in marijuana for a couple of days. And she'd clean once or twice, I believe. The CPS would, you know, just be on their way. Like, she had a recent CPS report that was open. And she was dodging them. She made an appointment for them to come and look at her house. She dodged them.
I have a lot of opinions about CPS, and I know every state calls it something DCFS and all different things. That system is a hard one for me to have an opinion on, and I'm going to keep that to myself at this time here. Do you know, here's one question from the chat. Do you know if Candace was drinking that day at the swimming hole?
I do not.
Okay.
I would like to know.
Do you, if something happened with Candace, I'm so sorry, my throat is still a mess. If something happened with Candace in Summer, do you believe that Dawn would cover the situation for Candace? Like, would that be something that you, in your opinion, he would do?
That's kind of hard to say.
Okay.
Because to me, I would think he'd beat the shit out of Candace.
If he did something at
princess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know them, and that was kind of my thought too. So.
Now, would it be normal for Summer? Does she ever go into the woods? Because I know Candace has said that there's bears and there's snakes. She doesn't go in there. She wouldn't wander off.
That little girl would never leave that front yard.
Yeah, would she walk down the driveway on her own? Because one of the other speculations is that the search dogs. No, she would not. Okay.
No, because they have wild animals there. Like last summer, we had an incident with a copperhead.
Oh.
The kids were outside. We were cooking on the grill, and one of the boys was sitting on the running lawnmower. Next thing you know, he's freaking out because he said there's a copperhead that crawled over his leg, and he stood still. And we took the garden hose and we tried flushing it out from the lawnmower because we didn't want it to attack any of the kids and that shit. No, it was a big copperhead.
No way. No way. No, thank you.
That's why I said these kids always stayed in the woods. They would wander off. They go through the woods and everything, but they're older. But little Summer, no, she stayed in that front yard.
Around her little swing, it seemed to be like an area that
was her favorite thing.
I like the video when she's on it.
That, and then if you look closely in the video, you'll see like this little area. She used to take the water hose and make a little mud pit, and she cleaned it.
It's just a little tomboy. I love it. Okay, so let's see. A couple people have asked again. We did cover this a little bit earlier, but I'll ask it one more time so that They want to know what you thought about Summer and what Hunter thought about Summer when he was being dropped off. If she looked healthy, alive, just asleep, like what you and Hunter thought about her in the backseat.
He thought she was alive.
That she just fell asleep and everything was fine.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too.
Okay. If this had happened that day, would you have ever looked back and thought that something was off? Like when you saw her that day, did you think, something's kind of weird here, this is not normal? And then you never thought that until now, obviously she's missing and you're looking at it in retrospect and think, well, I should have done this or that kind of thing.
Yep, I beat myself over it. Like, I should have reached and gave her a hug.
You can't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You'll never get out of that mindset then. You can't do that to yourself.
Does your son still talk to Candace, or you won't let them talk? No.
No contact.
A lot of people have asked why Hunter would be scared to go to work. And I don't want to speak for you. So, but I mean, to me, I would think that he's a 15-year-old kid who's now in the middle of a very traumatic situation. I think that would be scary. Is there another thing is there something else or another reason that he is not wanting to be his mom? I mean, what do you think? Oh, there was one big question I know we had talked about before we started this was one of the speculations is that your mom, being Sherry, has custody of your children.
That makes me laugh. That's the funniest one I've heard yet. Now, mind you, my mother does have 3 kids. Those are my sister's kids that she's raising.
Okay.
Barchek, after he had spoke to him himself and said that Hunter was here. No, he wasn't. And they want to assume when they don't know the true story.
Did Candace bring a lot of men over to the house when Don wasn't around?
Well, there's this one incident last summer before Donnie went to Utah. We were at the Shell station in Dunkin' Donuts, and we were getting stuff for the kids for the day because we were going to go to the Warriors. And we were going to let the kids go swimming and play on the playground, have a picnic. And Candace started talking to some strange dude who was a tool. And we thought she was going to leave him there. And she turns around, picks the guy up, and invites him to go to Warriors with us. I'm like, oh my God, this woman's nuts. And then she brings him up to her house. And then when her husband came home from work, he's like, oh, who's this? She goes, oh, this is Sherry's boyfriend. Like, are you kidding me? I'm like, why not tell your husband? Like, why not tell your husband, like, oh, I just picked this dude up on the side of the road?
Was that common?
No, that was the first time she's done it in front of me.
That's okay. That's the end. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say to that. Like, am I gonna say? That was your mom now, apparently. Okay. Let's see. Melissa, what else you got? Let's see what else is in the chat. If you have anything else. Were you familiar with any recreational drug use at the Wells home besides marijuana and alcohol?
Just marijuana and alcohol, and Candace did come right out and tell me that she used to be a meth head.
That's when she had the other 2 children. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Okay. Let's see.
Since you know the property, do you think she could have been snatched out of her yard?
I don't believe so. It'd be very hard to.
I mean, especially they were planting flowers in the back, right? Or was it on the side?
It was right where her mom's trailer is. You'll see some flower pots. So you have bird's eye view of everything. Like where that trailer is of her mom's, the camper. If you go straight down that embankment, there's a main road. But that's quite hiking. You gotta go through a lot of garbage and a lot of crap. I mean, I don't even like it.
And they do have neighbors that are close enough if they heard or seen anything.
Yeah, there is neighbors on Beach Creek Road that they would have seen something. Like right before you pull up, when you pull out of Candace's driveway and you go down to Ben Hill Road to go on the main road, there's a house that sits right there in the corner. And they're always home. So they would know if someone else came onto that road to get onto that property.
Is that the building that's like at the end of the driveway? Is that somebody else's like home, or is that a different property? Because there's like a building right there at the end.
That's someone's home.
Okay, I'm gonna actually a picture just so we can be sure that we're talking about the same one. Because I want to make sure, because I did question what that building was.
Because like color property stuff is like their house is on top of the hill. They got her mom's camper, which is outside of it. You come down the driveway a little bit, and there's 2 sheds. There's a blue shed and a tan shed.
Okay, the blue shed is what I think I'm talking about, and then go. Okay.
And then you continue going down her driveway, and you take a left to go on Ben Hill Road. Follow that all the way to the end, to the stop sign. Right at that stop sign sits another house.
Okay, that's the house.
What?
I said the house that's at the bottom of Ben Hill Road. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to make sure we were talking about the same house. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Melissa, do you have any other questions that?
Yeah. Nope, nothing I can think of.
Okay, so somebody asked when did they start going to the church? We don't know. Allie has answered that she didn't know they were going to church. I have a question. So you watched all the interviews with Don and with Candace now, and then they also the one interview has Don has his son next to him. When you watched all these interviews, what were the red flags that you saw?
His oldest son, Josie, the one that's with him, he always had his head down. He wasn't able to speak. He wasn't allowed to look around. Dad done all the talking. Dad was the first one to come on and do an interview. Candace didn't come on until just recently.
Okay, so I was looking for the part when she actually talked about the church involvement, and I see that I've passed that. So anyway, it is somewhere, I think, between the 1 hour mark and where we just were, which was, well, the 2 hour mark. So that's quite a long ways. But I'll just reiterate what I heard Allison say in the interview is that she had never known them to go to church. Now, that doesn't mean that they never did. This is just, this is what she knew of them. And she was quite close with Candace for at least a year. And so as of September, October, she said she hadn't talked with them at all. Well, and I shouldn't even say at all because her kids still had contact with the Wells family. She also said you know what, he never talked like that, and I don't buy any of it, essentially, in a nutshell, is what she said. So that is that. If you want to check out that full video, then please do so. My gosh, I give her Unmasked so many props for getting this video, this interview, and making the video, and for sharing it with everyone. Go check her out if you have. All right, so that was Unmasked. Again, way back, we're going down memory lane again. All right, let me share the next one. So this next one, oh, this is awesome. This is from the 4th of July. Okay, now, so let's see, about 3 weeks, but not even 3 weeks after 5-year-old Summer Wells goes missing from her very own home. This is what's going on. Okay, wait till you see this. Just kidding, that's not it. That's a commercial. But we'll pass that. Let me mute myself so you don't get the echo. Okay, I used to be cool. Sounds good. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you.
This winning discovery from Dr. Greg Semenza has helped open up.
Good evening. How's everyone tonight? I hope you're doing well. Unfortunately, it has been too many days that we've been without little summer moon. And as you can see from my screen here, okay, my stuff was muted. I was sitting there talking. My sound was really bad on that video, but the point of this right here, as you can see, they're at the phone store. Okay, Candace and Grandis are at the phone store on the 4th of July. The 4th of July, less than a month after Summer went missing. Are you serious? Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I used to be cool. Yep, I've seen that creep. Hmm. I have seen that creep. He's definitely in one of my videos somewhere. So maybe we'll come across it today. Let's see. All right, I'm going to go to the next one. I think the next one might be. Okay, this next one is when Summer had been missing for 30 days. For 30 days at this point. And I go over one of the plunder videos. Here we go. There it is. All right, thanks for hanging in there with me. If you haven't given the stream a thumbs up, please do so. It is completely free of charge, guys, and it helps me a lot, so I appreciate if you would just take your thumb and just put it up for your girl. Okay? Okay, thanks.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to my channel. I am Libby Star for The Missing, and tonight I'm going to be discussing a number of things. If you read the title, you will know that this is day 30 of Summer being reported missing, and we still are essentially totally baffled by where this little girl can be. It's disheartening, to say the least. Um, as a mother, I would be completely beside myself, and so I'm not going to say too much about Candace because I don't really know what to think of her at this point. Do I trust her? No. But I don't want to make allegations that are baseless. Do I think she's a great mom? No. And that's based on what I've seen as far as her social media and pictures, her interviews, her past, etc. So that's what I'm basing that on. You can call it judgment. I call it discernment. Take this example. If you're walking in a dark parking ramp and you're by yourself and you see a stranger coming toward you, and let's say they're wearing a trench coat and maybe their face is hidden or something, or you will take into, especially if you're a woman, you will take in the whole scenario, the whole environment around you to discern whether or not you are safe, right? You're making a judgment based on your discernment in order to determine what you're going to do next, right? So
Guys, I'm replaying footage from, gosh, it was last July. So it was a year ago. And the volume is up as high as it can go. So I do apologize. If it's really bad and you just can't hear it at all, let me know and we'll just bypass this one. But I can't turn it up at all anymore because I have it up as high as it can possibly go. It was just a bad, like my computer was on its last leg at that point, and I hadn't gotten a new one yet. So that's why it's like that. Sorry.
in this case with Summer missing, I know it's apples and oranges, really, what I'm trying to compare here, but just follow with me if you can. I'm taking into account the information that I have, the information given by, like I said, her own social media posts, her friend interview, Allie, looking at her interviews with the news. But let's just talk about where we are now on day 30. A couple of days ago, I believe it was, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson gave an interview where he stated, quote, everybody is still a person of interest. So what that says to me, let me tell you what it doesn't say. It doesn't say, look, the parents have been, I'm at a loss for words right now. The parents have been eliminated as suspects, okay? Or the parents have been eliminated as persons of interest. No, they haven't. No one has been eliminated as a person of interest. So what I'm wondering is, generally speaking, does law enforcement tell the public whether or not the family members are persons of interest until or unless they have enough evidence to charge the family member, right? So anyway, I'm reading into it and I'm thinking that they're not going to put out there, yes, they are persons of interest, but they're also not saying they aren't. They are not eliminating them. So to me, that says they are still very much watching, questioning, and investigating. Ronnie Lawson said, keep checking your camera, specifically on the day where Summer was reported missing, but even before that. And check your properties. He's telling locals to check their properties anywhere they can, anywhere small enough where a child can hide. They have received 936 tips. And this was at the point of the interview the other day, so I'm sure it's more at this point. Now, keeping that in mind, those tips have not led anywhere, is my understanding. So I don't know, it's baffling to me. How could we still be at the same point today that we were on day one? I don't think we are. I think they're holding the information close to the vest. And there's a reason for that, which we don't know yet. Anyway, they're still looking for the driver of the red truck. So if anyone has information on that, credible information, please contact the TBI. And now we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to look at Plunder's video here and react to it because it is quite interesting. This is an interview that Donald Wells gave to the Kingsport Times News, and this was on July 12th, so just a couple of days ago. And Plunder has some very interesting reactions to this, which I will be reacting to her reaction. All right, so let's give this a go here.
That was Donald Wells's most recent interview with the Kingsport Times News on July 12, 2021. And what a doozy. I'm trying hard to be fair to this man, give him a fair shake, view him as this grieving father to 5-year-old missing Summer Wells, but oh my goodness, I'm not seeing it. Let's talk about the discrepancies. He said there's nothing. He goes into blaming the cops and, can't we have the military look for Summer? It's really discouraging. He falls back on God talk a lot. And you guys know God is my everything. I just think the way that Donald Wells uses it is a little like a distraction. When he was asked how his family was coping, he said, Candace isn't doing too good. My wife ain't doing too good. She's not doing good at all. She's pretty upset. Interestingly, Don said Candace has some anger issues, and of course he blames it all on social media. He said she's tore up, it's just getting worse for her, it's bad for him as well, and he'd do anything to have his baby Summer back, although Don didn't mention Summer by name at that point.
Okay, so I've got to stop here and address that repeatedly, both Don and Candace respond to the negativity that they have received via social media. This is what I want to ask you. Because as a mother, as a grandmother, if any one of my family members, any one of them, were missing and we had no information, and I fully believed that they were taken, I wouldn't give a rat's ass what social media was saying about me. Because my only concern would be my missing family member. So it's insane to me that they have any part of their brain that is concerned about how they are portrayed. Only people who have something to hide are concerned about that in a situation such as this. And that is my opinion. I'm not stating it as fact. It is my opinion that if you have a missing child, finding your missing child is going to be on your mind every moment of every second, all the time. You are not going to care. You're not even going to be looking for what someone says about you on social media. I mean, I would be sick all the time, constantly, if my child were missing. All I could think about was, where is my child? What is happening to my child? Is my child safe? Not about who's giving me likes or dislikes or calling me names on social media. It's bananas to me. Anyway, let's get back to this.
I see now, looking back through all my notes, it seems he only mentioned her name once when he's speaking of his memories of her, and it's an uncomfortable phraseology. He's got to put his faith in God, and if it wasn't for that, he would have lost it a long time ago. Kids are coping. They're doing okay. Don said, I'm upset. I just made the decision. I've made up my mind not to let Satan win. I like the interviewer saying, look, okay, how do you do that? How do you not let Satan win? He's pushing for details. And Don said, to not let Satan win, just not let him get me down. Now, a lot of this, of course, is my translation because Don is really difficult to hear. There's other noise going around. You can hear someone pouring a liquid. And I thought, isn't it funny if Don is like pouring himself a drink and he's talking about not turning to alcohol? But no, we don't know what's being poured. It could be water, of course, and we don't know who's pouring it. Don, again, it's all these left-handed compliments or subtle things. I think Don is throwing shade at his family, but trying to make it not look like shade. Don says, I don't know why, but you know.
Okay, I did want to address something about so when Don talks about not letting Satan win, in my opinion, I think what he is referring to is that he has a past, perhaps a present, I don't know, but he claims to have beat his addiction, okay? But he's got it past as recent as October, because we all know that he was intoxicated when he had the charges placed against him. You see this this mugshot right here, that's from October. It was when he was arrested for his altercation with that Jose fellow over jealousy of Candace. So anyway, point is, what I think he's referring to is that his normal behavior when he was addicted, when he was a user, whether we're talking about alcohol, drugs, I'm not sure if he claims to be completely sober at this point, but his normal way of coping would be to use. And I think now at least he's purporting that he no longer uses substance abuse as a coping mechanism, because that would be the quote unquote devil winning, and he's choosing light. That's what he's trying to sell us. I don't know if I'm buying it, but I think that's what he's trying to sell. So let's get back to Plunder.
No, his sons have been dealing with it okay, better than him in essence. They're doing a lot better than me and Candace are. I don't know why that is, but I don't know. And then he goes into that story about when I was in school, one of the kids that was in school with us, he bought his son a shotgun. I don't mean the man bought his son a shotgun, his schoolmate, and somehow it accidentally went off and killed his dad right in front of him. We never did see that kid back in school again. That was his daddy, though. There's a difference, I guess. So instead of like giving us details about his 3 sons and little anecdotes about how they're coping, Don goes back in memory and references an accidental killing of his schoolmate's father. I found that interesting. Why did he bring that up? Was it apropos? There's a lot of deflection, but that might mean something. Is that what happened to Summer? Something accidental? Why did he bring that up? I understand that.
Okay, so I'm with her on that one. That was a very strange reference to a childhood memory that Don had. And Plunder is right, in my opinion. Why would he start talking about something from his past rather than keeping his daughter at the forefront? It's bizarre. It's just bizarre behavior. And when she says, was that apropos? So did this come to his mind because it is similar to what actually happened to Summer? And I don't know. I don't know if there was an accident that's been covered up. I'm not suggesting that that is the case. At this point, I am totally confused as to what's going on. But what I am fairly certain about is that none of this makes sense. Okay, so I don't know what did happen, but I know what didn't. And what didn't happen is that someone snuck on that property and snatched up Summer and got her hundreds of miles away within a couple of minutes time. That's just, I'm not buying that.
Don is reflecting on how one of his schoolmates, a boy, dealt with tragedy by never going back to school, and maybe he's comparing the tragedy of Summer missing and how his boys might react, but I still find it a little bit worrisome. Anyway, he said maybe my kids are looking at it like maybe God will bring her back. I don't know. Statistically speaking, there's a good chance she's already dead. Look at it statistically, and I'm sure he's right about that, with Summer being gone now for exactly 1 month today.
Okay, look, I want you to, if you were a parent, I want you right now to put yourself in the place of a parent who has a child that you firmly believe. Now just pretend that you firmly believe that your child was abducted. Are you gonna sit there? Now mind you, he's been saying this from, I don't know, day 2, that he doesn't think she's alive anymore, talking about statistics and so forth. There are parents like Jacob Wetterling, parents who never gave up hope that their missing child would be found alive. And I know that not everyone's the same, but are you freaking kidding me? Less than a month later, that's what you're thinking? That's what you're going to? You're not hoping and believing that you're going to find your baby girl. You're just going to talk about statistics, and I hope that's not it. I mean, how could he even allow his mind to go there is what I do not understand. Let's get back to this.
Tuesday, July 13th. I think the statistics do bear that out. But Don said, I hate to think that. I love her with all my heart, but only God. If nothing else, I'll see her in the resurrection. As long as I keep the commandments and do what I'm supposed to do, I'll see her in the commandments, if that's the case. And he kind of flubbed that. I think he meant to say, I'll see her in the resurrection. And he's so heavy on works. He's heavy on, I got to keep the commandments in order to go to heaven. Which some religious sects believe that they're more heavy on works instead of Jesus and the work he did on the cross. We just believe, like it says in Romans, confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord and God raised him from the dead and you will be saved. So it's not about works and what we do and how many commandments we keep. It's about what Jesus did. But Don seems very self-focused in that way. Any concerns about sending the kids back to school? Don says they don't have a choice, and they used to apparently send the boys down to the school bus stop on Beach Creek Road by themselves, but I don't think we'll ever do that again, which is smart. I could just imagine Summer going with her brothers and waiting down at the end of that long driveway. What a haul, what a hike. Unfortunately, she probably can't do that.
Okay, so let me ask you again. Let's say that your only girl, your only little girl, 5 years old, you firmly believe has been abducted, taken by someone. You don't have her. You'd have no clue. It's been 30 days, and you're telling me that you probably
Okay, I'm going to go to the next one because that one was really hard to hear, I realized. Sorry, guys. All right, this next one is something about Robin Lane. So strap on, strap on your boots because you're going to go walking through the Bible Belt. Okay, here we go. This is missing day 32. Highlights from Don Wells' latest interview, Robin's interview, Summer at church, and a slideshow. Make sure I share the audio. I always be forgetting. Yo, welcome back, Betty Jo. Glad to have you back. Hi there, welcome. This is Lisa. Thanks for joining me on my channel.
here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome. This is day 32. 32 days since beautiful, spunky, darling, just full of life Summer Wells vanished. Poof. She went missing on July 15th, as many of you know, from Rogersville, Tennessee, from her very own home.
I meant to say June 15th.
So,
Sorry,
as
guys.
you can see from the little agenda that I have here, first we're going to be talking about some highlights from Mr. Donnie Wells' latest interview with the news, Channel 5, and then we're going to look at part of Robin's interview. And I just got to tell you that Robin, I am fangirling right now over Robin. I just find her to be, now again, realizing I don't know her in person. All I know of Robin is what I've seen, on the news, in various clips of the news and interviews, but also in the videos of how she interacts with Summer at church. And she has been a bright light in that little girl's life. And even Candace and Donnie have both spoken to that. So there's no denying that. But anyway, she just seems really, really genuine and awesome and just a beautiful person inside and out. Okay, third, we're going to be looking at some footage of Summer at church where we will get to see some of her spunkiness and her sensory seeking, her maybe attention seeking a little bit, affection seeking, and just being adorable. And then lastly, we're going to look at a slideshow just of sort of a culmination of the past 32 days. So let us get into the highlights from Donnie Wells' latest interview. Let me do a screen share for you. All right. So as you can see, this was published on July 14th, 2021 at 11 p.m. Written by Kellyanne Kruger. Oh gosh, I can't see that little writing. 8.
That's what Summer Wells' father says about how authorities handled his daughter's disappearance. The 5-year-old disappeared from her home in a remote area of Hawkins County 29 days ago. Don Wells tells the Kingsport Times News that he is 100% sure his daughter was abducted, likely by someone hiding in the woods. He also says that there is a good chance that she is not alive. He also says he's been frustrated by search efforts. Wells says it was so horrific knowing that someone abducted her, and the cops are looking all around our house knowing that she's not there. I wish the police would have blocked off both ends of Beach Creek. I can't blame them, but I'm upset. It's too little, too late now. Wells tells the paper he was so upset he couldn't take a lie detector test for 2 days after the disappearance, and that Summer's mother was made to wait 5 days before being tested. He says they passed the test, but could still be under suspicion. This is what else Wells tells the Times News. Quote, I don't know if we were completely cleared because that's not admissible in court. Summer's mother, Candace, was at a prayer vigil for her daughter last night in Kingsport. She tells us she's hanging in there and keeping busy with her 3 boys. The TBI has received more than 1,000 tips in the case, but officials say they still don't know what led to Summer's disappearance. Today, the TBI turned off the digital Amber Alert sign on highway signs. The agency says there's no set time for Amber Alerts to remain on those signs because each case is different. The TBI, the FBI, and Hawkins County Sheriff's Department are all still investigating.
Happy New Year, Mid-South. First, a Trading 14-0 air conditioning system installed by Al Britt.
Oh, for God's sake, I'm pressing the X. I'm trying to X out of there and it's just not letting me. Okay. So that was a short little, okay, that's what's going on here. Hi, Rose. How are you doing? So what do you all think about what Don Wells said? Like, at first he seemed, in the beginning, when he was talking to press, you know, he sounded like he was so grateful for what everyone is doing. And now he's sort of pointing out, well, I think they should have done this or that, and making the comment, it's too little too late. I don't know. I'm not even going to make a judgment. I'm just going to say that's what he said, too little too late. So, mind you, all of the volunteers that have been searching for Summer, all of the resources that have been exhausted. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm quiet. I think, okay, let me just talk up like this. Is that better? Thank you for telling me that, Isadore. I appreciate you. I think my computer sucks is what it is. But anyway, I'll just talk louder. And if I'm screaming at you now, just turn me down. So what I was saying, though, is that at first, Donnie was very appreciative, grateful of the coverage that Summer's case was getting. You know, all these volunteers were out, and they were putting all these resources into place to search for his baby. And now he's like, oh, it's too little too late. I don't know. I'm just going to leave that right there, and, you know, you see what you think about it. But I thought it was a little sketch myself. Just a little sketch. So number 2 on our agenda is Robin's interview. As I was saying earlier, if you're just joining me right now, I am hardcore fangirling Robin because she just is, she's just a bright light. She's a bright light to, she was a bright light to Summer, and now she's a bright light to the family. So by contrast, okay, from what Don said, no, okay, Don just said that his daughter is likely deceased at this point. And okay, we can speak in terms of statistics, and that very well could be the case, but who says that? Who says that about their child, you guys? And I want, you know, my heart wants to feel for this family, but then again, that what they are saying and how they are acting is so off to me. And it could be, you know, that just we all react differently in different situations, but I would never, I don't think, God help me, I've never been in this situation, but I don't think I would be giving up. And let's just face it, he from day one has said she was abducted. Okay, whose mind goes to that right away? And then it was within days that he was saying that he thought that she was gone, like not coming back, like that's it, closed case. No hope, just no hope at all. By contrast, Robin, her name should be Hope. Okay, so I'm going to share her video with you right now. And she's got a lot of interviews, but this is just a clip that I recently came across and that I was digging. Hopefully it's in the right spot, guys. You know how things go.
Whenever I was helping teach out of school, she was in my lap. And sometimes it was hard to teach because she wanted to be in my lap, holding me and hugging me. I just discovered that it was actually easier for me just to hold her and let her love on me and hug me and teach with her on me than it was to make her sit in a chair.
Robin Lane tells me
She had a close bond with Summer.
She was a helper. She loved to help. She loved to love on us, and I just loved her little arms around my neck all the time.
She recalled she was attending her own daughter's dance recital the night Summer disappeared.
I was taking my little girl's pictures before her dance class, and I noticed I was missing calls from Candace. Before I even had a chance to call her, she messaged me again on Facebook Messenger, and she was just in a panic mode. And she said, "Summer's gone. We can't find her anywhere. The police are here searching." And I said, "I'll be right there."
Lane said she arrived at the Beach Creek area around 9 p.m. on June 15th, the night Summer was reported missing.
I was ready. I was like, "Let's do this. Let's get the flashlights out. Let's get some snacks in our bags. It's gonna be an all-nighter, And they wouldn't let us. They wouldn't let us even go up there.
Police blocking the entrance to Ben Hill Road. Lane says she offered assistance the only way she could.
And we showed them some pictures of Summer. The police didn't have very good pictures of her, or some of them hadn't even seen a picture of her yet.
Later that night, she was granted access to the Wells home.
At that point, there's really nothing I could do. They just needed someone to pray with them. You feel really helpless in that situation because you want to do something. It makes you feel better to do something. But we couldn't, so we just prayed and we just hugged on them and loved on the boys. And they, of course, were just shattered and just confused, as was I.
Lane says police wouldn't allow them to assist in the search.
And then we had to go home, and it was really hard driving home with her not being found. Helicopters everywhere, search dogs everywhere, police everywhere, and there's nothing that you can do to help.
Tonight at 6, hear how the members of the Kingsport Seventh-day Adventist Church has been offering whatever help they can to the Wells family in this time of need. Okay, so let me know if you can hear me okay. Abduction, child trafficking, I'm reading the comment here. And last resort, Satan in motion, all deflection, nothing to see here. Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying, Isadora. Yep. And I don't want to make assumptions, but that, look, the behavior that he's displaying is exactly what that looks like, is deflection. I feel like most people in any interview, if their child had been missing, would be just talking about, just pleading. First of all, if you fully believed that your child had been abducted, you would be pleading with whoever it was, or if you saw anything, please, it doesn't matter how small, please just come forward, right? And we really just don't hear any of that from him. We hear a lot of strange things, and you all know what I'm talking about if you've seen the Facebook posts and stuff like that, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. We are now going to look at, Summer at Church. And then when I get into the slideshow is when I'm going to give you some more commentary about what I think about all of this stuff. All right, so this church footage is going to be from Zav Girls channel, and I have linked her in the description. So if you don't know of her, I mean, she's got 50K subscribers, so you probably do. But she just put together a really nice video of some of the church footage with Summer at Church, and she's just a darling. Just a darling. And I'm going to have it sped up quite a bit. We'll have the volume on, but I'm going to have it sped up. Okay, and I'm just going to go to a certain timestamp. So this is going to be at the 2 minute and 10 second mark. There we go. So as you can see here, Robin she's just given an announcement, and then little Summer is going to come bebopping up here, and just watch her behavior with this darling lady.
So that's going to be playing on 88.3 and on Love FM for the next few weeks up until our Easter. Or I don't know when it actually starts the advertisement, but you heard it, and we're going to play it every Sabbath between now and we want all you guys to mark your calendars. We want you to be there. April 3rd, 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock p.m. We also are still doing our art contest. For all the kids. We're going to need all the kids to do a design for the advertisement before the Easter play, and also an advertisement for the evangelism meetings that are going to happen after that. So if you have any questions about that, ask me or Pastor Matt. The prize is $50 cash. We had some kids last Sabbath that were like, I don't know if it's worth it. How much is this cash prize? It's $50. So you have 2 chances to win. You can win $50 for the Easter advertisement or $50.
Okay, so I think she comes up a little bit later, but she did leave Robin alone after she realized that she wasn't going to let her climb up, and that's what she was looking for. She was looking for some snuggles, I believe, and Robin was like, in her sweet way, I think, not going to be able to do that right now, darling. But let's go to the next timestamp, which is 8/17, and this is going to be the date of April 30th, 2021. So this is about where did it go? 8/17. There we go. Okay.
I'm making such quick cash doing this side hustle. How? I'm a Dasher. Signing up was super easy. It only took me a couple minutes to complete, and I didn't even need a bank account. I'm getting paid.
I am Loki of Asgard, and you will regret this. When you picked up the test.
Let's just skip that, guys.
Under the old Lord.
I'm to the old.
To I lift up my soul.
To I lift up my soul.
Under the old.
Okay, so it gets down. She's gonna come back again.
Psalm 18:46 says, "The Lord lives. Praise be to my rock. Exalted be God, my Savior." And that's what we're here this morning to do. Praise the Lord God. He made us. Make us God. My song actually is "The Lord." Everyone stand up. Sing that.
So keep note of what you just saw, people. Now we're going to go to 14:18.
Can an 8,000-year-old herb really increase your tea, lower your body fat, and maximize your bedroom performance? Our announcements this morning. I know we have a.
Okay. One more clip from that, and then I'm going to get to the slideshow. And once I get to the slideshow, I'm going to give you some commentary on what I think about all of this that's going on in these clips. Alrighty. Okay, so this, we're going to 1938. By the way, if you're just joining me, this is from Zap Girl's channel. If you want to go see the whole thing.
Flowers best out to the mothers.
Here is Summer's other brother.
You know, last Sabbath, I kind of was really giving a hint to the man in the congregation. Let's get prepared for Mother's Day this weekend. And we had a sermon about how mothers impact their children, how it impacts society. And so this is, I'm hoping, a wonderful weekend for you mothers. We have biological mothers. We have spiritual mothers. We have all different types of mothers in this church.
Welcome to the Amazon Fulfillment Center tour. We're really excited to be.
All right, there's a little boy. There's a brother. There's the other brother.
Okay, so there's Summer's brother again. And you'll see, so they're supposed to be taking these roses to the moms. I'm not sure if they're all just taking them to their own mom, but I find it kind of interesting that I'm not sure if he gave his mom one, but he's carrying one. He tries to give it to somebody else, not his mom. And she must tell him no or whatever. He doesn't end up giving it to her. So
I'm not sure. Did he give one to his mom, or did somebody else, or did he just like not think of giving one to his mom? Makes you wonder.
Thank you. So, and I was thanking mothers. What a blessing every mother is to not only her children, but to all of us.
Okay, so I do have to say here, and I just noticed this. I didn't notice it the first time that I watched it, but let's see. If we go back, and if you notice, he does get 3 roses, or whatever flowers they are, and then he's only got 1 left here. So I do think that he gave one to Candace. She's sitting in the front row. You can't see her in this, but that's where she is. Let me see if you can see. I'm gonna turn off the music. All right, no, I want to see where he's got 3 roses. Here we go. See? Or he's got at least 2, right? Do you see he had at least 2? He went right there. So I do think that he gave one to Candace, because then you see him come out of this way, and then he comes over here to this lady, and he's kind of looking like uncomfortably, like, oh, what should I do with this one? I don't know. And for some reason, this lady rejects his rose. like we're on The Bachelor, and she's like, no, boo. Sorry, that was. Yeah, so there he is. She's talking about whatever she was saying. Yeah, so Zap Girl was thinking, yeah, I don't know, did she give Candace one? But you see where he tried to give it to her, and then she rejected it. Poor little boy. But anyway, I do think that he gave one to Candace, so we're not gonna pick on him for that, or her. But then you're gonna see here that this dude's still up here talking, and then we got Candace and little dude here, and they're leaving. Maybe they're going to the bathroom. I don't know what they're doing. But does she have, like, what's in her mouth? Does it look like something's in her mouth? Like a wad of chew? Okay, there's this stuff again. All right, I'm gonna get this this slideshow going, because it's a lot of nice, well, it's not nice, it's just photos. Some are of summer, some are of Donnie, some are of Candace, some are of the property, the billboards, just some different photos that you may or may not have seen. But I'm gonna stop sharing that, and we're gonna go to the slideshow, and then I'm gonna talk to you about some of the things that I saw as we were watching those clips of her at church. All right, so there we go. I wish this would show. Sometimes my technical abilities are a little bit wanting, guys. Just, a little bit. How do I even get back to that now? Chewing thorns? What? Is the door from the roses? That would be pretty bizarre, wouldn't it? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing that because I just got confused about my life. And let's try it again. Okay, window. There we go. Okay, yay. Now, I don't know how to make this full screen. Okay, we're gonna give you a little bit of music there. All right, so what I was thinking about when Little Summer was jumping up onto Robin, first of all, obviously Summer adores this woman, right? But also, when she finally does get to be held, she's seeking sensory input. And by that, I mean, she's doing everything. She's not just sitting there just to be with her, right? Just to be near her. She is smelling her. She is feeling her hair. She's hugging on her. She even presses her head against Robin's face when Robin is singing. And she's just like taking in every bit of Robin. And it's just sort of interesting. It's just maybe not developmentally on par with a 5-year-old necessarily. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it or anything like that, but it's just more it would be more of a toddler type behavior. And then there's a scene where Robin doesn't pick her up, and Summer goes and she is like, she's found some, I don't know if it's Easter grass or what it is, but she's just going to town, sitting there going through it, and she's again just getting all this sensory input from this stuff. And it's just an observation. I don't know, what to say about it other than she's a very sensory seeking little girl. But I'm so thankful for Robin, y'all, because she just pretty much personifies sunshine and hope. I don't think she said it in her interview, in the interview that I just played, but I have heard her say in an interview that she grows more hopeful every day. By contrast, Donnie from day, I don't know, 4 or 5 has said statistically she's probably dead, which absolutely just ravages my heart to think that. And now that's a gift that Summer gave to Robin on Mother's Day. How beautiful is that photo? There's that reward. I have to say that photo doesn't, I mean, I know that is Summer, but it doesn't look like her. The one where she's smiling, where her eyes are kind of bugging out. They just had this parade the other day. I love that photo of her. Just so pretty. God, bring her home. So I'm with Robin on this one. I'm going to hold out hope. I am going to hold out hope that, gosh, can I get you guys back here? I want to hold out hope that Summer, in fact, will be found alive and well. And that she will have some wild, wild stories to tell us about where she's been. That said, I'm going to go check out some other channels who I know are probably talking about our little Summer right now. Thanks for joining me. And if you're looking for more videos about the missing, and if you know of any missing cases that need attention, please reach out to me. I would love to cover them. This case just grabbed my heart. Like she's obviously not, she's getting a lot of attention, and I think that's wonderful. It's amazing. And that said, I do want to focus on some other cases where people aren't getting the coverage that they should be getting, that they need to be getting in order to be found. So that's what I'm hoping to cover in the future. But I do pray for this little girl's safe return. God bless you all. Hug your.
I'm not leaving yet. Oh no. I got more coming. More coming. Now this particular video right here got 13,826 views because it was the time, it was the day that Dawn got gone. That's breaking news. Share the screen. Let me make sure I share the audio so you don't hear echo of what's going on. Good morning. Welcome to day 33 of missing Summer Wells. I'm sorry that my volume sucks. I apparently need a new computer. Day 33, you guys. Did you hear that? Day 33. It is going to sound just fine. So, stumbled across some new information by this lady here, Amy from True Crime Sushi. Go check her out. I've left her information in the description, and I'm going to play her video right now. This is like a what in the world is going on type of situation. So buckle your seatbelts.
My phone rings. It's this person. They're not really 9:30 at night, 10 o'clock at night type friend. And
they say, I have something I need to tell you. So I'm going to set this up for you. This person lives in the area of Summer Wells. Summer Wells, of course, has been missing since June. There are no new updates that we are aware of at this time. And this afternoon, or sometime today, they had a sort of gathering ceremony for people to, come together and bring recognition for Summer. So my friend attended this, and she actually met Candace Wells and her mother, the senior Candace, the grandmother. And she observed some behavior that I'm going to share with you, but she was also given some information directly from Candace. Some of what Candace told her was hearsay, so I'm going to be upfront about that right now. And the rest comes directly from my friend. I have no reason to not believe or trust this person. They are professional and they are bound by certain guidelines. And before I tell you what she said, I will go ahead and confirm that this was immediately shared with the TBI. So I would never come on here and tell you something that hadn't been reported. And I want to be clear. Some of this is my friend's direct observations, her direct experience. And then the second part is something that she was told. Okay, so let's get into it. She arrived, so my friend arrived at this event this afternoon, and she meets Candace. And she introduces herself, expresses her condolences. I am told that Candace did not seem very upset, to be grieving, or anything along those lines, but people grieve in different ways. So my friend is talking to her, what can we do? Some people are handing the children, because she had Summer's brothers with her, handing the children some money, and Candace kept saying, that money's for the gas tank. And then people would say, no, let the children keep the money. We'll give you money for gas. That's kind of extraneous information, but I feel like my head is just spinning and I have to tell you this. So at some point, my friend and Candace are talking, and Candace leans in and whispers to her, the TBI talked to Dawn last night and said they know that Summer hasn't been abducted. She leaned in and whispered, the TBI told Dawn, which is Candace's husband, that they know that Summer hasn't been abducted. And then she whispered, he left last night. I woke up this morning and I was alone in bed and I haven't seen him since. So I'll let that settle in for a second, because like I said, Candace telling my friend this, saying, Dawn said, is hearsay. But I am interested. Has anybody seen Dawn on social media today? I know he doesn't go to these vigil type events most of the time. I do think it's interesting that Candace had her other children with her today. So I don't know if Dawn is home alone and this isn't true, but it's interesting.
To save the future, we have to repair the past. Let's go to work.
Then, according to my friend, appeared to be stunned that she had kind of shared this information, so that she turned around and there were 4 or 5 people behind her, and she repeated it again to this group of people. I woke up this morning, Dawn wasn't there. Last night he told me that the TBI said that they know Summer wasn't abducted. Yes, H-Doc. This was said today, this afternoon. So, in addition to this, I'm told that the grandmother, who's also named Candace, is kind of, I don't know, in such a way trying to settle her own daughter down, Candace down. And then she tells everybody, the grandmother tells everybody, yeah, I'm leaving town for 3 months. So what's going on? Is everybody leaving? Is there an imminent arrest? Is Dawn talking to the TBI? Is Candace just not telling the truth? Is she making this up for attention? I don't know. I don't have answers for those things. All I can do is share with you what my friend has shared with me.
Okay, so there you have it. And this is what I want to know from anyone out there. Has Donnie been active on social media that you have seen? Can you hear me? I'm going to add it on a banner. Has anyone seen him? Okay, so that was crazy. And what I really found crazy too was that Candace whispered to the person, the TBI knows that Summer has not been abducted. TBI said they know that Summer has not been abducted. Why would she say that? You know what I'm saying? And then in the same breath tell them, and Dawn took off today. Just interesting. All right, that said, I am going to say good evening now. I will be watching the interview room tonight. Can anyone tell me what time the interview room is going on? Is it 7 Eastern Standard Time? Who knows? Anybody in the chat? No? I wasn't asking what time it was right now, Mom. You think it's 7, Betty Jo? Okay. And he's going to have all the sisters on? Do we know which sisters? Well, I'm going to go run some errands and then I'll be back and I'll see you at the interview room. But I am going to come back and continue going down memory lane because we're only at this point like 30 some days into past her disappearance in my videos, and I'm going to be going through all of them. So come back next time to see what has happened over the past year. Love y'all. Be blessed. Great to see you too down on Crime Talks. I'll be there to visit ya. Bye.